Hello, welcome. Happy New Year to those of you I haven't seen since the beginning of January. It is 2024. Super pumped about the fact that we've got this incredible event planned for April. And man, there's just going to be so many incredible things that I'm going to share with you guys today about what we're actually going to be doing in April in Orlando. Which once you guys kind of get an understanding of this event, I think you'll get the picture. This is going to be something completely out of the ordinary when we're talking about networking events and real estate events. I just want to give the people a few minutes here to join up. It always takes time for folks to wake up. They set their alarms and they have to come to the computer and make sure that they log everything on. So we'll give everybody a couple of minutes. But while we're doing that, if you want to let me know where you're from in the chat, I'd love to shout out some cities. So put your city in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Alejandro, you were first, man. Awesome. What's up, Jackie? You're from Washington. Nice. Tony's in Florida. Jesus, what's up, Jesus? Astro fam. We got someone from Virginia. What's up, Thomas? Atlanta in the house. Love me some Atlanta chicken wings. Oh, Lori Young from New England. I love New England. Get me some chowder. Hannah Houlihan, she's up in Texas. Hi, Hannah. She is one of our incredible community leaders, coordinators, and in the Astro flipping community. And she's just a wonderful human being. Super connected, really, really helpful to the people in the Astro community. So we love you, Hannah. Nice to see you. Oh, and I'm checking in on the folks. There's people here from IG as well. We got people in, let's see. The real McKenna Wallace wishes she was sleeping in. Awesome. Well, you're here now. What's up, Tiffany Lynn? How you doing? Good to see you again. Speed Parker is from Huntington Beach. What's up, Steve? Ella, you are in Denver. We got one for real in Columbia, South Carolina. Someone from Windsor, California. Irvine, Fort Lauderdale, Seattle. What's up? LA? I love LA. That's where my second home is. Long Beach. I like Long Beach, but I prefer LA. Long Beach is cool though. Oregon, North Dakota, Houston. You should move out of Houston, bro. Just kidding. Houston's great if you like water. Phoenician born, I guess you're from Phoenix. Oh, Myron's, he's in Brooklyn. What's up, bro? What's up? You see the Prezi? Yes, sir. I got that Prezi on. Dallas, Texas. Amazing. Amazing. Happy to have you all with us today. Really excited about what we're going to be doing here in April. It's just one of those really beautiful times to get the people that are involved in this business, people who are, wanting to be in the real estate space, people who are actively doing business in the real estate space, and then people who are smashing it, like killing it, talking, 6 figures a month, to really get together so that we can bring folks in to a major resonance, right? And what do I mean when I say a resonance? Like, if you guys understand science at all and how vibration works, if you look at pendulums, if you ever looked at a video of a pendulum and you put like 5 pendulums together, well, what ends up happening is they entrain with each other, just like grandfather clocks. If you have 30 grandfather clocks in one room and they're all going off at different times, eventually they'll all entrain and they'll all be doing the same thing, right? And that's the purpose of bringing people together in rooms like that, because what ends up happening is the folks that are doing the best in the room, they end up in training. So they end up imparting information, either through connection, communication, or joining one another, collaborating. The way that we mechanize the connection is very important, and understand that we know how to do that at a very high level. But the way that we will have you guys connect will entrain you so that at the end of the 3 days, if you're just getting started, you are going to feel like you are on a rocket ship. If you are, intermediate in your business, you are going to be ready for scale. And if you are at that point right now where you're just starting to scale your operations, you will have the blueprint to building the most impactful real estate business that you could possibly ever have. Now, I have the blessings of having that in my life because, well, first, Key Glee, the company that I co-founded with Josiah and Hunter and my sister, it operates without me needing to be there. I'm in my home studio right now. We are closing and selling deals. We are buying deals. We're wholesaling. We'll probably do anywhere from 4 to 5 deals today, just in my corporate office. That's not including the franchises that are located across the country. And so the thing that I love the most is that I get to earn money when I'm not even present. And that is the beauty of building a scaled business. And I want this type of result. I want to see every one of you who are aspiring, just getting started, those of you that are in the trenches, really be able to take tactical information from this summit and apply it to your businesses so that you're not just leaving feeling like you were at a Tony Robbins conference. Now, I'm not knocking Tony. I love Tony Robbins. Don't get me wrong, right? But what ends up happening when you leave, one of these rah-rah style events is it's like you feel like euphoric when you walk out of there, and then you come home and it's like, now what? Who's ever experienced that? If you've ever been to an event and you have left the event super pumped, like just so motivated, and then you get home and you're like, I didn't get anything. I got inspired. I feel really good. Like, that's great. My heart's open, but I spent money and I don't really have the things. I didn't get the things that I needed in order to really put stuff together. If you've ever experienced that at a networking event, I want to see you put an X in the chat. Put an X in the chat so that I can understand where you're coming from. If you've ever felt that. Yeah, look, right? So many of you. Exactly. And that to me, that's what makes these events suck. That's what makes them suck, because you legit, you spend all this money. You spend money on airfare. You spend money on the ticket. You spend money on hotel, right? Like events aren't free, of course, because they are very expensive to put on. But if you can't come home and make money off of what you've gained, what was the point? What was the point? And that's what Pace and I really, we were very hesitant to do an event. Pace and I speak on multiple stages, dozens of stages, and if not hundreds of stages every single year. And we know our way around these events, right? We're constantly at them. And we've discussed in the past doing our own because we've seen and felt disappointed by what we just attended. And that's what made us really hesitant to do it. We said, Pace, and he says, Jamil, I don't want to do an event that's just going to have people leaving like they just got inflated by like a helium tank and they're going to float away and pop. I can't stand that. I can't be a part of that. And I want nothing to do with that kind of energy. And I totally agreed, right? And so we meditated, thought, planned, and strategized for a year before we finally came together with a masterful design of what would make an impactful event. Yes, the event has to have you feeling inspired and motivated. Of course, that's one of the things that are necessary. But most of these events, that's all it is. And if you look at the roster of the events that you've seen in 2023, just hear me out for a second. Go back and look at the event rosters of the 15 or 16 events that you saw get promoted in 2023. They all had the same people. Every single one of them. What was different? Legit. Like, tell me. If I want to hear, write in the chat right now. If any of you can remember something technical that you took away from an event that you attended in 2023. If you attended an event in 2023, write in the chat if there was something technical that you took away. I need to see this. Because I would, and if you did and you can still remember it because you've applied it and it's working, I'm probably going to fall out of my chair. I just want to know. I just want to know if I got one person. Yeah, be honest, please, Bob. Tell me okay. So Justine did not attend any. Cool, Bob. What did you get? Okay, Clara says AI. Okay, great. Okay, what about AI, Clara? Tell me about it's become conscious and it's going to take over our universe. What did we learn about AI? Fall out of the chair. You guys just want to see me fall out of my chair. Come on, that's not fair. I just injured myself. I got a broken spine. Who wants to see me fall out of my chair? You guys are just being mean now. Luke says I got a lot out of my mastermind. Well, thank you, Luke. Yes. They are phenomenal. The masterminds that Pace and I put on, we do a lot of planning for those. For those of you that aren't aware, Pace and I did our own masterminds just for the astro flipping and sub 2 Gator communities and whatnot. And they would be, really intimate, right? Like maximum 100 people. And they'd be pricey, right? Like if you're going to put on an event and you can only have up to 100 people there, it's not going to be a cheap ticket. It can't, right? Like in order to even break even on it, you have to charge at least $5,000 for a ticket, which is like hard. And that's like the biggest barrier to entry, because we get it, especially when you're just getting started. You don't have money like that laying around for a mastermind. It's just not feasible for a lot of people. And that's another thing that made Pace and I really, really become intentional about what we were planning to do for the SquadUp Summit in 2024. Now, if you are a part of the astro flipping or sub 2 communities, do me a favor and let me know. If you're in astro flipping, put a rocket ship in the chat. And if you're in sub 2, put a deuce in the chat. If you're a Gator, put a Gator in the chat. And if you're a TC, I don't know what your symbols are, but maybe a typewriter. Put a typewriter in the chat. I don't know. But if you're if you're in multifamily, if you're with Vina and you're in her multifamily community, put some $signs in the chat. Okay, we got some Astro peeps here. We got some sub 2 peeps here. We got some Gators here. Phenomenal. We got Astro sub 2 and Gators. We got Astro, Gator. We got baby Gators. We got elephants in here, baby elephants. Amazing. So you guys can see the power of this community is pretty phenomenal. And I just absolutely adore how we all come together and we stick together like glue, right? This is one of the most beautiful things about the communities that we are blessed to be a part of, is that I have never seen anything like what happens inside astro flipping, what happens inside sub 2, what happens inside Gator happen anywhere else in the country. If you have ever seen a community like the Astro sub 2 Gator or top tier TC or multifamily with Vina community, let me know which community that is, because I'd love to invite them to the SquadUp Summit, because this is going to be an opportunity for people to connect and to connect with people who are connected to other people. That's the key, right? I want to tell you guys a little story about how my world changed because of the connections that I made at a real estate event. So I moved to Phoenix, Arizona, 12-12-12. That's why I got these tattoos on my knuckles, 12-12. 12-12-12. It was my birthday, December 12th, 2012. I moved from Los Angeles to Phoenix, Arizona. I know nobody. I don't have a single friend in the business. I am alone. But I know what I'm doing. I have knowledge. I understand wholesaling, but I need to get connected to people, right? How am I supposed to wholesale contracts if I don't have buyers, right? How do I do fix and flips if I don't have hard money? Like, I had no connections. I didn't have a good title company that I had in my back pocket. I didn't have inspectors that I could rely on. I didn't have contractors. I had nothing. I had no resources. And so we end up at this networking event. When I say we, I meant my sister and I. We end up at this networking event, and I meet a gentleman by the name of Noah Brocious. Noah Brocious is the president of a hard money company here in Phoenix, Arizona. And we strike up a friendship. And he gives me my first hard money loan with a really low down payment on a property that we wanted to flip. That one flip ended up netting my sister and I just over $75,000, which then we parlayed into more and more and more opportunities. And the money that we were able to make between 2012 and 2016 allowed me to write $1 million check to invest in the beginning of Keegley. That was the seed money that allowed me to start Keegley. Keegley is now a multi-million dollar organization. We're nationally franchised in over 100 markets across the United States. And it all started because of a connection that I met at an event. And because I can trace everything back to that, when you're 30,000 feet and you're looking behind you and you see how all the dots connect, one of the most incredible things is you start to understand like who God put in your place in order to achieve something, right? That's the beautiful thing. And I know that had I not met Noah at that time, there was no way that I would have been able to accomplish what we accomplished. There's no way I would have been able to make the $1 million that we made. There's no way that $1 million would have been available as seed money in order to start Keegley. And if that wasn't available, Keegley wouldn't be what it is now. And we've employed thousands of people across the United States. And this all came from attending one event. Now, if you've ever been to an event and had an opportunity, like a lot of you didn't have something to share that you took away from an event. Let's leave a technical. Let's leave the technicals out. If you've ever been to a networking event and met somebody, let's see who's been to a big event before. If you've been to a big event before, put a 1 in the chat. If you've not been to an event before, put a 2 in the chat. I just need to see what we're dealing with here. So if you've never been to an event, or if you have been to an event, put a 1. And if you've never been to an event, put a 2. Oh, yeah. Kalispell was great. Creative Camp was amazing. Awesome. Okay. So for those of you who have been to an event, okay, did you meet somebody that was critical for your business at an event? Did you meet somebody that was critical for your business at an event? And if you did, then just put give me an X. Put an X in the chat so I can see that. If you've met somebody who was critical in your life, give me an X in the chat so I can see. Not enough, right? Not enough of you. Okay, a few. Awesome. Now, one of the things that I've noticed happens at some of these events is that the people who are putting them on have not thought out in a well planned out manner how to make the people in the room connect with each other from different areas of the room. See, this is one of the things that I've noticed happen when you get to an event. You kind of find a clique. You find 5 or 6 people that you resonate with, that are, that you might know from a community, or you might know from whatever your town, and you hang out with them the entire weekend. You have lunch with them, you have dinner with them, and you attend breakout sessions with them or whatever, and then you leave, and that was it. And you didn't get a chance to really connect to the other people that were there. That is a travesty. That is an absolute travesty. And the only reason why that happens, guys, the only reason why you leave an event not having an opportunity to have met multiple sections of people within the room is because the people who are planning it didn't know how to arrange you to be able to do that. That's it. They didn't have the technical know-how on how to create connections amongst the people who were in attendance. And yes, that can be a little bit uncomfortable, but can you imagine, we know that nothing of quality comes in life without a level of discomfort, right? Nothing of quality. If you want to build a business, it's not going to be easy. If you want to build a beautiful body, it's not going to be easy. If you want to build a beautiful relationship, it's not going to be easy. If you want to build a beautiful partnership where it thrives and makes you millions of dollars, it's not going to be easy or comfortable, but it's worth it. Everything of value comes from some form of discomfort. And so, yes, we understand that having people come to an event like this and forcing connection and making people be uncomfortable so that they can grow might be a little bit outside of your comfort zone. But can you imagine what that is going to do to your business? Can you imagine what that is going to do to your capacity to connect with people? And the beautiful thing about it is that everybody has to do it. So you're not going to be the foolish person having to say, oh, man, I really want to get the most out of this event. So I feel like I should step out of my cage here and go and like connect to that guy and that lady and this person and that person. But I'm just too scared. I just feel too scared to make an introduction. And that is tough, right? It's hard, especially for people who are introverted, right? If you're a visionary type person, you're an extrovert, it's easy to get out there and make some friends. But if you're like a wallflower, like somebody like my wife, she just doesn't like to connect to new people. You have to force her to put herself in situations and circumstances so that she will make new friends. And when you put her in those circumstances, she will make new friends. And those people tend to become her friends that she keeps for life because it's worth it. But it required a level of discomfort and sometimes a little bit of a push to get there, right? Now, I briefly want to tell you guys what you can expect at the SquadUp Summit. And then I want to bring on some people that I think you're going to want to hear from because they have attended events that Pace and I have put together. And it'll give you a little bit of an understanding of the type of quality of an event that you're actually going to see, right? And so first, I want to tell you guys the dates. April 23rd to 25th in Orlando, Florida. The reason that we chose Orlando, Florida was because we wanted it to be in a family-oriented environment. Our goal is that you bring your families to the event. We are going to be doing very exclusive family-type socials where you're going to have an opportunity to have your significant other meet other people's significant others who are in the business, where your children can meet other children that have parents in the business. Because here's the problem, right? I see this all the time, is that when we have these disconnects in our family and our spouses who may not be in the same industry as us, they feel a little bit alienated because they see that their spouse or they see that their partner is actively participating in this community and they have all these friends and they've got all of these people that they talk to and they can't relate. They can't relate. They just see that their partner is kind of, gone for all these hours every day, like trying to make something work. And sometimes it makes them a little jealous. Sometimes it makes them a little alienated because they feel left out. Right? And then they feel left out. And then the subconscious mind starts to kick in. And then they think, is this worth it? Because, a business, and everybody knows, especially if you are working towards just getting your first deal, it doesn't happen overnight, right? These things take time to mature and the business model takes time to flower. Now, all that time that you have no results, but you're learning information, you're making connections, you're making friends, your significant other is side-eyeing you, saying, what is happening over here? What is going on? Like, I feel so disconnected from my spouse. I feel so completely left out of what's happening here. I don't even know anybody who's, a partner of somebody that you're talking to. What is going on? Explain it to me. This is the problem that we're trying to solve, right? So when you bring your family to this event, it'll give them an opportunity to meet other people that resonate with them, that understand what they're going through in this specific time, and that they can lean on and that they can talk to so that they can get support through it. Because again, the beautiful thing, the fruit is the thing that we all enjoy eating, the taste afterwards, it's delicious, but it is hard to get there. It is very hard to get there. And if you have a partner who is now trying to pull you out of the business because they feel disconnected from you and they can't see this or understand this new social model that you're living in and that you're working in, it is a very difficult uphill battle to keep yourself coming back, to stay consistent, especially under those conditions. So this, again, is the reason why we chose Orlando, Florida as our destination, because we want you to bring your families. We want it to be in an environment that is going to be conducive to bringing your children, bringing your spouse, so that they have things to do throughout the day. And better believe that we will have events planned for them as well, so that they can connect, they can communicate, they can lean on and learn from each other and commiserate about all of the things that they have to live through while their significant other is building this incredible business that will financially change their entire destiny. So just before we get to talking to some of the people who have attended our events, I want to dive into what you guys are going to be able to actually take away from this summit, right? SquadUp Summit is not just about, pace, me, some famous people talking. To give you guys an understanding of the level of speakers that we have offers out to, I'm not going to announce the list of the finalized speaker list, but we've got offers out to Jordan Peterson. We've got offers out to Mel Robbins. I mean, have you ever been to a real estate event that had Jordan Peterson there? We got offers out to Joe Rogan. I mean, I'm talking about the best of the best of the best of the best. This isn't going to be another event with Ed Milet. Sorry, I know I love Ed Milet, but if I see him on another real estate event poster, I might just start to cry. I'm not kidding. It's like, okay, dude, I can't. If I have to hear the one more story one more time, I don't know if I can handle it anymore. It's just too much. It's too much. It's one too many. But this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a completely different level of speaker, right? The kind of people that you won't necessarily find at these events, because the folks that are putting these events on aren't interested in writing the check that is necessary to attract that kind of talent. Well, fortunately, Pace and I are a little generous, maybe sometimes a little over generous, and we want to provide an experience that is going to not only be life-changing, memorable, but something that you're going to be able to take home and put into action, right? The best of the best in the industries that they represent will be there. But to kind of give you guys an understanding, we are going to be providing you actual case studies, right? Actual case studies on how specific types of deals were completed. Where were they sourced? How were they negotiated? How were they funded? And then we're going to bring to you the players involved so that you can connect and replicate the exact model. Because success leaves blueprints every single time. You know this because you're a part of the sub 2 Astro or Gator communities. And if you have already completed your first deal, you know that just by following the process and by seeing how other people do it, you get the necessary knowledge needed to accomplish and replicate the same thing. This is how it works. This is how it works. So these case studies are going to get to a granular level so that you can dissect the exact mechanics behind how these deal structures were put together. And then we're going to help you connect the entire dot so that you can say, okay, I know exactly what I need to do. If I want to do this type of transaction, if I want to make this kind of annual, or if I want to make this type of quarterly revenue, these are the activities that are necessary to accomplish that. These are the necessary people that I need to have in my organization. This is how they need to be structured. This is how they need to be compensated. This is how they need to be monitored. And this is how they need to be rewarded. And when that is all put together in the right place and in the right formula, you get success. Because at the end of the day, it's repetition of the same thing over and over again to achieve that type of a result. I didn't lose 80 pounds this year doing something different every single day. I didn't. Actually, it was in 2023, but I didn't lose that much weight in 2023 doing something different every single day. No. How I accomplished that phenomenal goal was doing the same damn thing every single day consistently. And the goal was achieved. I didn't build Keegly doing something different every single day. No, I built Keegly doing the same thing every single day. Yes, I am live right now. But again, this consistency, right? So from these case studies, you're going to be able to dissect how you're going to be able to replicate that type of success. We are then going to be bringing you master classes from people that are earning over 6 figures. And now this is for you because you may not want to build a Keegly size business. Maybe you want to build a business that's making $100,000 a month. So you don't want to have the big office. Maybe you want to do things virtually. Well, why not learn from somebody who has that exact business process, that exact model, and understand how do they find their people? How do they train their people? How do they scale it? How do they keep it virtual? What's their overhead look like? All of these questions get answered for you. And then you just take that information, implement it into your respective market or your respective business, rinse, repeat, 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 repeat. You're getting the idea now, right? And this is why these types of technical situations and these types of technical case studies are so important, but they're never brought into these events. They're never done at these events. And I'll tell you why they're not done at these events. I can tell you exactly why they're never done at these events. Because they know that if you start getting technical in the event, that some people might get overwhelmed. And if people get overwhelmed, they're going to be like, oh, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I need to leave. Listen, if you show up to SquadUp Summit, you are a real estate investor. And you deserve to be there. You deserve and you are worthy of being in that seat. But on top of that, it is your responsibility to take the things that you're learning from the people who are spending the time and money to teach it to you, to take that home and implement it. Now, one of the harder parts are actually implementing it, right? Now, how do you take it home and actually put it into action? How are you going to do that? Well, that's the reason why we have these breakout sessions planned. Now, the breakout sessions is where Pace and I are actually going to be coming in and helping you with the implementation process of what you're going to take home from the event. We'll be doing hot seats where Pace and I will be deconstructing your entire business, seeing where the holes in your company are right now, and then helping you fill them. Not only that, guys, but we will be doing live calls where you're going to hear negotiations. We'll be dispoing live deals at the event. This is not just an event that's going to be static. This is a highly dynamic event with a lot of action going on around it, right? Real live deals will be getting done at this 3,000. I can't even believe 3,000 people event. 3,000 people. Now, I already know the answer to this because I know the largest real estate event that has happened, but who here has ever been to a 3,000 person real estate event? If you've ever been to a 3,000 person real estate event, put a 3 in the chat. I don't think it's true. The biggest one that we've ever seen and we've ever done was the Clever Summit, where Pace and I pretty much filled up the entire MGM Grand Ballroom. But it ended up being the Astro Sub 2 Gator Summit. That's what it was. And it was incredible. It was one of the most incredible things. But here was the problem. Pace and I weren't in charge of that event. So we didn't get to choose. And guess who headlined it? Yes, Ed Milet. But that is not going to happen at SquadUp Summit 20. I'm going to get a call from Ed. He's going to be like, what's your problem, man? I'll be like, hey, Ed, can you just tell me one more time? Can you tell me one more time about one more time? I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know. I'm in a goofy mood today. I please don't take this as me throwing any shade towards him. He's an inspiring, beautiful, incredible man, and I absolutely adore him. But I just can't do it again. I can't do it again. So in addition to the hot seats, right? So in addition to being in a hot seat where Pace and I will help you deconstruct your business and fill the holes in your business, we actually are going to have, now this is the riskiest thing that we're going to do. It's probably going to be very granular, but who's an integrator in the chat? If you're an integrator, you guys know your avatars. If you're an integrator, put an I in the chat. Put an I in the chat if you're an integrator, because I really want to have an understanding of what you guys do when you guys are at these events, because I feel sorry for the integrators. If you're an integrator, put an I in the chat. Let me see. Matt Pierce, yes, we got a visionary. Okay, cool. Who's an integrator though? I'm specifically talking you visionaries like me, y'all. We have it easy, man. We just know how to get up and get out and shake hands and make friends and do the things. But the integrators have it a little harder. Who else is an integrator in the chat? Let us know who you're here. We are going to have exclusive sessions for integrators, okay, on how they are systemizing their businesses. Now, they're probably going to be extremely boring because most integrators are, but they will be full of technical information that you will be. I'm sorry for you guys are like, what is he? Why is he making fun of us? No, I love you guys. If it wasn't for the integrator in my company, Hunter Runyon, it would never have succeeded. It would never have succeeded, right? But every time you go to these events, the integrator is completely ignored. Completely ignored. Completely ignored. Right? Because the integrators are too nervous to post in the chat. My God, that's so good. But no, this is the thing, right? They are always ignored, and it is one of the most important aspects of your business creation is finding an integrator, right? And having that person become the glue that binds all the ideas together and systemizes it, creates a process so that it can actually function. The integrators are if you think about it, you can see the visionary is like the heart of a business. The integrator is the brain and the spinal cord. The integrator is the brain and the spinal cord of a business, right? Now, visionaries, people like me who lead with heart, right? We have a really tough time with organization. We have a really hard time with some types of implementation and systemizations because we do things the way we do it, but it might not necessarily be the best way. It's just our way, right? But when you bring an integrator into the picture, somebody who's systemized, somebody who understands how exactly to place processes together so that you have efficient workflows, that person keeps you from wasting tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you are looking to build a scaled real estate operation, even if it's a medium or a small sized operation, if you don't have the correct integrator in your team, you will fail. You will absolutely fail. So this is another one of those special segments that we will be including at the SquadUp Summit, something that has never happened because at the end of the day, people just ignore that avatar. They always do. Now, for you real estate agents that are tuning in right now, I want to tell you a little something as well. There are so many opportunities for real estate agents who are not yet participating in investment real estate, right? You need to stop identifying as a realtor and start identifying as a licensed investor. And we're going to give you the techniques and the tactics to be able to actually take the realtor hat off, put the investor hat on, and double, if not triple, the amount of money that you're making from your 3% commission. That's a fact. And we'll show you how legally and ethically you can create these opportunities. So, all of you integrators, all of the agent investors out there who are still trying to figure out how to mechanize and legitimize being an investor, it is extremely important that you attend this event because you'll be given the wording, you'll be given the understanding, the legalities, and the disclosures necessary in order for you to operate with the right ethics and to become more profitable in the way that you're transacting your business at this point. Because the days of the 3% buyer's agent commission are over. And you absolutely need to make a pivot. This is the pivot for you guys this year. If you have already decided that you're attending SquadUp Summit, I want to see you put an SS in the chat, please. Give me an SS in the chat. If you have not yet made a decision on whether or not you are attending SquadUp Summit, I want you to put NS in the chat. If you're still on the fence, we got a lot of you saying you're coming. Amazing. I am super excited that you're all going to be there. So, yeah, Matt Pierce is like, not sure. Eugene's like, I'm not sure. Bill Jones is not sure. Good, good, good. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it that you're not sure. Okay. This is why. You're probably thinking about the risk. Well, what if I spend this money and I don't get what I'm looking for, or I don't get the necessary things that I'm going to need in order to make this ROI like 10x from what I'm putting into this event? Okay. And I applaud you for being the kind of person who is really intentional about the way that you spend your money. Okay. I think that it's incredibly important that you be discerning about the types of places that you go to, the people that you connect with, and the networking events that you attend. So I want to tell you a little bit more about what we're going to be doing in this in the sessions. Okay, first we are going to have in-depth market analysis from different types of modalities. When you analyze the market as a wholesaler, it's extremely different than analyzing the market from the creative investor standpoint. When you analyze the market from the creative investor standpoint, it's completely different from analyzing the market from a multifamily standpoint. This is something that never gets bifurcated at any event. They never make the distinction between the types of investment strategies and how the market effectively is different for each of these types of strategies and the modality that you're using to make money. They just blend it all in and call it real estate. And you and I both know that creative real estate, wholesaling creative, multifamily, wholesaling multifamily, it is so outside the box. And these things don't step on each other's toes. So if you don't create the necessary separation of information, how are we going to take anything technical away from those 3 days? In addition to that, we'll be helping you understand your risk management, which I think, again, for all of you that are not sure right now, risk management is very, very important to you. Very important. And understanding how to de-risk the investments that you partake in, whether they be creative or whether they be wholesale or whether they be purchasing multifamily, de-risking the situations and de-risking the types of deals you're in and how to structure those deals so that you are de-risked is incredibly important for your success. One of the greatest things that we did in building Keeglee was we built it with other people's resources. We de-risked ourselves so well that we were stressless as we continued to scale the operation. And that type of thinking, that type of creativity isn't just handed out to people in regular events. These things aren't talked about. So again, extremely important that you understand these types of parameters that we are going to be hitting here, because I don't want you to look at this as a poster, because this is what people buy when they typically come to real estate events. From my experience, you buy the poster. You don't even know what's going to be talked about there. And I'll come to these events and I'll see, 1,000, 2,000, 1,500 people in there. And I'll have seen the marketing that went out to attract people to come. And it's nothing. It's a poster. It's fluff. And that, to me, it's honestly one of the most upsetting things. And every time I think about it, as we leave those events, as Pace and I walk out, I think, I'm happy that we were there because Pace, you gave a lot of value and I gave a lot of value. But I don't know that anyone's actually going to walk away with anything outside of what we just gave them, which really sucks. So that's very, very interesting that this is what I've been seeing, and I'm going to be changing that for the SquadUp Summit, right? So in addition to that, guys, I want you to understand the size, okay? We're talking 3,000 investors. 3,000 investors from the Astro Flipping, Sub 2, Gator, and top tier TC and Venus multifamily community all combined. Can you imagine the power of being in a room with 2,900 and 999 other like-minded people doing the business that you do? If you gained nothing in technical, how much business would you gain just by meeting a handful more people in your market? Think about it. Think about it. Forget about the technicals that we're going to be doing. Being in a room with 2,900 and 999 other souls who care about real estate, doing business the way that you do, how much more business will you be able to do just by being in that room? I would feel like a kid in a candy store, in all honesty. I don't know how I'd be able to keep my head on. Really, I'd be running around. I'd probably like make T-shirts that told everybody what I did, like what my avatar was, what city I was from, and what kind of business model I was running. Because I'd want everybody to see me. In fact, y'all should do that. You guys should definitely make T-shirts so that you can quickly communicate who you are, what you're doing, and why you're there. Because I think the more people that you can run into and bump into and do business with, the more money that you're going to see as a return for coming to SquadUp Summit. Now, I want you guys to take a little trip with me as I rewind in history from Pace's first creative deal. I had this contract that I absolutely had zero idea what to do with. I don't buy creative deals. Okay? It's not my thing. But I know that Pace was really diving into the world of creative finance. Like he was obsessed with it. And so I'm at this networking event and I see Pace in the back of the room and I'm like, hey, Pace, I got this sub 2 thing that you like. This lady, she just wants us to take over the house. She just wants us to take over the payments. I don't want it, man. I want nothing to do with this thing. You want it? He was like, yeah. I'm like, cool. Give me 10 grand. He's like, done. So Pace buys this deal for me. I make a $10,000 assignment fee. He wraps that and has made, I believe, in excess of $245,000 on that one property. That one property. Insane. This is just from an event where we transacted together in the back of the room. These are the types of things that happen when you come to an event like this. Right now, in addition to that, of course, we were going to have the top of class mindset and personal development speakers there so that if you will have your cup filled, you will leave inspired, you will leave feeling incredibly touched, but you will come out smarter. Right? I of course I care about your heart, but I care more about your wallet. I care more about the knowledge that you walk away with. Because if you can come home on the weekend and on Monday put into action what you learned on the weekend, and if by the end of the week that translates into $10,000 or $15,000 in return on investment for you, and that becomes a new procedure that you implement into your business, and that starts to compound and compound and compound and compound, and now you've created for yourself a completely different vertical or a completely new vertical in your business that's making you hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. This is what I'm trying to accomplish. This is what Pace is trying to accomplish. This is what we're doing here. Incredible. Now, in addition to the sessions that we're going to be putting on, and I'm sorry for anybody who's not in the Astro flipping or sub 2 communities here, but we're going to have exclusive Astro and sub 2 after hour events. Exclusive. Okay. So just for those that are a part of the Astro flipping and the sub 2 community, we are going to have exclusive events just for us so there can be more bonding, more oxytocin released, more love, more fun, more opportunity for the families to meet, more opportunity for your children to play with each other, more opportunity for you to bond, for you to create actual partnerships, actual business relationships that become friendships and family. Cool. I want to talk a little bit about what happens to people once they leave an event that has had uh, technical knowledge imparted, and how that's changed the way that they operate, right? Because I think that's really important. I think it's important to hear from folks who have done this, who have implemented what I'm talking about right now, who have actually taken these strategies and gone home, put them into action, and then created a return on investment. So I'd like to bring up John Galan. John, come on up here. What's up, bro?
Yo, what's
How
going
you
on,
doing?
man? I'm doing
Great
fantastic.
to see you.
Yeah, you
We
too.
got an Astro Sub 2 King here. Great to see you. I want to talk to you a little bit about your experience in attending Mastermind, right? Because you have been one of those. For those of you that recognize him from Clever Summit, he was there. I shaved his head on stage. It was your face on stage. Sorry,
Beard, yeah.
and it was his beard, and it was because he just had completed his first deal. Okay, now from Clever Summit to now, what's happened to your business?
I've done over 100 deals, and
Okay.
we've had over $1 million in assignments.
Okay. How did attending Mastermind affect that result?
I mean, after Clever Summit, I had just quit my job after that first deal, and then I was kind of lost. I was doing like micro flipping, and then trying to do agent outreach. I even tried direct to seller for a bit. And then I went to the first Astro Mastermind, and I had my intention was to figure out what is my outreach method going to be, and what's my market. So I went there for clarity on what am I going to do to get like consistent results and some momentum. And from that mastermind, I learned, let me just focus on agent outreach, focus in the Florida market. And you told me to live stream some of my calls to the Astro students, and so I started doing that, which got my name out there more. And then from then I did that. I was able to get another 4 or 5 deals, and then I attended the next mastermind. I think it was in October, and I had just partnered, and I went to that second mastermind to learn how to scale a team within 3 or 4 months. I think it was from first one to the next. Learned how to scale a team. Yep, 4 months. So from learning what market and what method to now learning how to scale a team. So I learned that. I went in there, and all the information I needed was in that mastermind. So I learned how to scale a team. What is it, the departments I'm going to need? Who am I going to have to hire? Who should be my first hire? And how should I run the team? So then fast forward, I think the next one was in February. So that one was October. So then in February, I went to the third mastermind, and I wanted to learn how to scale the franchise, because I went from just wanted to build a team to now I wanted to build a franchise, almost recreate what you did with Keegley. Not really almost recreate that.
Essentially recreate it. Yeah.
Exactly. So I learned from that third mastermind how to effectively scale out a large scale wholesale operation. What are my next steps? Who am I going to need? Where am I? How many corporate stores do I want? And then I even came to you for a trademark attorney, and I got a trademark attorney from that, and I still communicate with Brad today. So I went from 3 masterminds. What is my outreach method to be, to learning how to scale a franchise. All in a matter
and so
of.
you went from having your face shaved from doing one deal where you made $5,000 to within a few events getting to a place now where you've done over $1 million in assignments, and you're creating a nationally franchised wholesale operation to compete with mine. I just have to say, John, you are, it's incredible, right? It's incredible what you're accomplished, but it's because you took action. It's because you connected to the people. If you do you believe you would have been able to achieve the results that you achieved without having had those experiences?
Not at all. Definitely not even close.
Are you
attending? Probably,
attending?
honestly, without those experiences, without attending the mastermind or the community, I'd probably still be a CPA.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so happy that you are not a CPA anymore. One of the most incredible calls that I ever got was the call from you that said, "Hey, I'm actually quitting my job as a CPA." And I just can't tell you how, as you know, a mentor, a brother, a friend, how that made me feel. You know, incredible, incredible. So, John, I just want to wish you a tremendous amount of success. Are we going to see you at SquadUp Summit?
Of course you are, bro. I'm definitely going to be there. My partner Helene is going to be there, and we're bringing we want our integrator. He just had a baby, so we're going to see if he could make it work. But we want our integrator to be there as well, so we're going to have the whole team.
Incredible. John, thank you so much for sharing your experiences with us today. I adore you, bro. I'm excited to see you again at SquadUp Summit in Orlando, April 23rd, 24th, and 25th. And make sure you bring your girl too, because it's going to be important for her to connect with other people and make relationships with people in the business. So, and hey, who knows? You might, maybe, just maybe, it'll make you guys want to have a kid sometime soon. Who knows?
Well, we'll see. Right now, my baby's a franchise, but maybe.
Awesome, brother. Well, hey, look, congratulations again on all your success. You're so deserving of it. And I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
All right, guys. Next up, I want to bring up another very, very successful individual who has come to multiple masterminds and has been able to take the connections that he's made there and not only increase his wholesale business, but now he's become a very prominent Gator lender. He's doing Gator deals all across the country. He's doing transactional funding. This guy is incredible. And he speaks to the capacity to network better than I think anybody else. And he really does it with so much grace. And you'd be so surprised to see what this guy looks like, because he like legit, he's, well, let's just bring him up here because he's Brian Matson. What's up? Oh, where'd he go? He's so scary that StreamYard kicked him off. What's up, bro? Oh, we can't hear you. Unmute yourself.
I'm good, Mr. Jamil. How you doing, sir?
I'm so good, brother. It's great to see you as always. You know, I'm just playing with you when I make fun. It's the tats, you know, it's the tattooed head. Yeah. But I, you know, I really am proud of what you've been able to accomplish in your business, man. You've done so well. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now in your company and how networking at these types of events has been impactful for you.
The networking, I mean, that's for me has been, like you said, the most impactful, guys. I've been wholesaling for a little bit, but I kind of plateaued. You can only do so much by yourself. And then when the market changed, I thought, man, I need to look at what I need to do here to expand my business. And that's where actually I joined Astro. And then went to my first mastermind, which was February, I think, of 23, with the first mastermind I went to. Learned a ton, but again, for me, the networking is really where it's at. Again, guys, I can run a basic business. I was doing it by myself, a one-man show, doing 2 to 3 deals a month, but was stuck, plateaued. So being at the event, I was able to talk to other people and network and really figure out why I was stuck and where I needed to go. Met some great people there. I met my partner now, Mike Mucker, there as well, who is my integrator, and takes my dreams, my visions, and makes them become a reality. I met him there, but at that point we weren't partners, and he didn't want to be my partner at that point, actually.
It took him some time to warm up, right?
I continued to follow up with him and learn from him, do deals loosely at that time. Went to the mastermind in just this past mastermind. Was it October, November?
Yep.
And
the last mastermind,
Mike wasn't there. I was still on my own. Did some more networking, but I really, again, it was able to talk with Jamil and really figure out where I was lacking. And that in fact was the case, was with my integrator. So went home right away and implemented what I learned at the mastermind, which was to make my integrator. So I followed up with Mike and was finally, long story short, able to get him on board, guys. And it's taken my wholesaling business to the next level. But not only through that, it's put me in a position now where I'm actually able to lend and help out other people in the business as well. So like you said, I'm part of Gator now. I've squatted up with Sub 2 as well. So we've got a creative side to the business now. Like I said, we're lending and just able to help other people in the business, which is huge for me because, again, guys, in this business, looking the way I look, it's tough sometimes to get the help, especially in the beginning, before proving yourself.
Right.
So it's really enabled me in many aspects to grow my business. And these events is how you do it. It's talking to people. And because if you're not talking to people, your network is your net worth, bottom line.
1,000%.
I believe that 100%. So it's changed my business tremendously. Like I said, I mean, we're in wholesale and between lending. I mean, we're going to be involved last year in a little over 5 million in transactions. Did quite well there, and
Incredible.
can't complain.
Incredible. Yeah, I'm proud of you, man. It's so good to see what you've been able to accomplish. When we have a question in the chat. It says, "What's the difference between a mastermind and a summit?" And great question. So what we did is Pace and I stopped putting our masterminds on altogether. We said, you know what? We want to take the type of information that we're putting on in these masterminds that we would typically charge $10,000 for people to attend, but we want to put this kind of information at an event. So we flip the whole thing on its head. Instead of doing an event that makes you leave feeling, I want to pound my chest and go rah, but have nothing of substance to leave with other than feeling good, a little bit of dopamine, right? That's you got a little dopamine hit, but that's it, right? We took the fact that we could bring people together at mass, but then take the technical information that you would give at a mastermind and put it at an event like that. Then, of course, we would invite the most incredible speakers that the world would have to offer so that you would still have that opportunity to have your cup filled and to be motivated and to feel inspired. But that is what this summit is. It is a mashup of what you would get at a mastermind. It is an event, but it is all of those things combined, which in my opinion is just one of the most incredible and ingenious ways to put and mesh these two worlds together. Just imagine the things that we did at Mastermind at Clever Summit.
I'm super excited about it because, like you said, exactly. I mean, I spend quite a few money on events and mastermind. I've spent north of $100,000, and by far, like you said, I mean, to take those whole events and include the true knowledge and implementation, it's going to be huge. And at the price point, I mean, it's a no brainer for sure.
Yeah. Awesome, Brian. Well, hey, listen, I appreciate you, bro. You are always, one of my most favorite people to talk to, and we will see you at the summit, my man.
Absolutely, sir. Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, folks. You heard it from the people themselves. What we are going to accomplish here at SquadUp Summit 2024 is a mashup of the quality of information, of technical information that you would see at a mastermind, and put it at an event where we can fill the seats with 3,000 like-minded people just like you. Now, we, of course, are coming out of pocket millions of dollars in order to put this event on, and Pace and I are hoping to break even. That is our goal. It may or may not happen, and it doesn't matter because we are rich. Sorry, maybe I shouldn't say it like that, but we're okay. Okay, we're doing okay. We just thought this would be such a cool opportunity for us to bring our communities together and make something phenomenally special. All right, so now I want to let you guys know about the cost. Right, the early bird pricing for this summit, for SquadUp Summit 2024, is $897 a person. That price is going up to $14.99, and it is going up very quickly. So, Natasha, if you would, please place in the chat the link to attend SquadUp Summit 2024. We are over halfway sold out, guys. I just want you to know we have been already promoting this within our communities, but we will sell out. There is no doubt that this event sells out. Don't be the person who waits too long and doesn't get a hotel room Because again, a lot of the networking happens in the hotel. A lot of the networking happens over dinner. You want to make sure you're staying at the hotel where the event is going to be happening, right? You don't want to stay off site. If you wait too long, not only are you going to pay way more money for the ticket, you're very likely going to have to stay off site, which is going to be a problem, right? So be one of those action takers and click the link Natasha just put in the chat, get the early bird pricing, and see us at SquadUp Summit 2024. If you guys have any questions at all about what you guys are going to be seeing here, I'd love for you to start putting those in the chat. I do want to let you know that I have put a block of seats aside for the Astro community specifically. So guys, make sure, because I've bet pace dinner, that Astro is going to come out flaming. We are going to be heard, felt, seen in this event. We know the sub 2 peeps are going to be there, but Astro is going to be coming up like full swing, right? Full swing. So I put a block of seats set aside for the Astro community. So just make sure, guys, when you are filling out the form, you let them know that you were here on today's live. And if you're in the Astro family, just let us know that you're in the Astro family in the registration. Now, Pace is going to have to buy me a really expensive dinner, okay? So I want to make sure that I get that. So guys, make sure that you guys are coming out and en masse. This is going to be the do not miss real estate event of 2024. Sub 2 family, you know that you're my brothers, you and sisters. It's all fun, all love. We're just excited. We're excited to have all of you, the Sub 2, Gator, Astro, Top Tier TC, the multifamily community with Vina Jetty, all coming together for one of the most impactful events. Natasha, if you would put that link in the chat one more time, guys, do not miss the early bird pricing, right? It's nearly half of what you're going to have to pay. The price is going up very soon. I believe it's going up in a matter of days, and this will sell out. It will absolutely sell out. Do not be one of those folks that says, well, yeah, missed that one. You'll regret it. You will absolutely regret it. And if you have any questions on the summit itself, happy to answer them. I'll hang out here a few more minutes to do that, but I'm excited to see you guys all at SquadUp Summit. It's going to be a good time. Can a friend attend even if they are not in Astro or Sub 2? Absolutely, Lori Jane. You can. We would love for people outside of the communities to come. We want our communities to grow. So, of course, you are more than welcome to bring a friend who is not in the Astro flipping or the Sub 2 communities. Please do. Please invite friends. If you guys are trying to arrange people to ride with, so if you want to see if there's places for you to carpool, just reach out. There is a Facebook group for SquadUp Summit. So once you purchase your ticket, you will be invited into this Facebook group, and there you can start to squad up with people for hotel rooms, squad up with people for rides. This is an opportunity for you to connect with people outside of your specific community. So if whether you're in Sub 2, Astro, Gator, Top Tier TC, whatever you're in, you'll have one convergent place to meet, talk to, and connect with people who are all attending the event. This way, if you want to share a hotel room, if you want to carpool, if you want to do things together, go for dinner, whatever it is, you'll have the opportunity in that Facebook group to connect. Okay, guys, the link is in the chat. What hotel is the event going to be held at? It is at the Hilton, I believe. But that information is in the registration right there. Right there. Hilton Orlando. Exciting. Guys, we are also going to be having some special events after the event. So I would suggest staying an extra day. For any of you that have kids and want to go to Disney World, we are going to have a community Disney World Adventure Day. We're probably going to take over all of Disney, by the way. So make sure you bring your families. It'll be such an incredible bonding experience for you to have with your kids and with your spouse. It'll be one of those core memories. They'll always remember that time you took us to Orlando, Mom? You took us to Orlando, Dad? We had so much fun. We met all those people. Then we all took over Disneyland. Or Disney World. It was great. That's what I'm talking about. That's the energy we're talking about. A lot of love, a lot of opportunity, and it will be held again for who asked April 23rd, 24th, 25th, 2024 in Orlando, Florida. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. One more time, Natasha in the chat for the link to join us. Early bird pricing is available for a few more days only. We are now over half sold out. Thank you all for who have decided to sign up and join us today. We are now over halfway sold out. This will 1,000,000% sell out. Do not wait. It's April's still we're in January, guys. April's far away. This will sell out. Do not be that person that waits. All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you in Orlando. God bless you.